Pankwitz.
Here.
Gilson.
Here.
Sandy.
Here.
Tauschek.
Here.
Hildebrand.
Here.
Let the record show we have a quorum. Next is a pledge. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. The chair tonight will recognize a couple of people in the audience for explaining or commenting on item C and D. Before we do that, the chair will entertain a motion to approve
I would make a motion to approve
the
consent agenda.
Second.
We have a first and a second. The chair will recognize the representative from Sheboygan County Fair Association. David, you want to tell us what is unusual about June 6th?
June 6th, we are hosting at the Fair Park a World of Outlaw race. If you're into racing at all, this is probably the premier division within the country in dirt track racing. We have the opportunity to have them here. What we are asking for is an extra 30 minutes to our curfew. Just if something happens during the night, whether it be rain or a serious accident that puts us behind schedule, it would give us an extra 30 minutes past our 11 o'clock to complete our program. But then at 11:30, regardless of where we are in the program, we would stop. The chances of that happening are very, very slim, but we just want to have that opportunity.
Thank you. And for the audience, we do have an agreement with the Fair Association for 11 o'clock, so that's a nice precaution on your part. Thank you. Item D, the chair will recognize VFW Post 5612. Mark has a comment that he wants to make on the Memorial Day Parade. Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members. My name is Mark Decker. I'm the actual new incoming commander for the VFW Post here in Plymouth. So it is our turn. We switch off between the Legion and the VFW, but it is our turn this year to actually host the parade. So we had put in all the paperwork to request for May 26th for the Memorial Day Parade for the city itself. So it's been an interesting process. I do appreciate Hannah. She's helped me through this process quite a bit. So I have to agree, you guys are actually doing a very good job. So
Good, thank you very much. With that, the chair will, Alderman Bender, you have a question? We have a first and a second.
Okay, I want to talk more about C and then also L.
Which one? C?
C and L.
We just, you want to, do
Just
you
a
want
question
to,
about C.
do you want to talk to David about C? Or do you just have a comment on C?
I've got a comment on C.
Go ahead and make your comment.
Yeah, I think with that might happening as far as going past the curfew, it would be a good idea for, both the Fair Association, the city, and the press, give the public fair warning, because I think that might avoid some phone calls to City Hall. What's going on? I thought it was supposed to stop at 11. And the same thing with council people, I thought.
That's what we just did.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one you wanted to make a comment on, Alder Bender?
I think there's a mistake in that, because when I was filling my calendar with all these great events that are gonna be happening in Plymouth, I came across November 27th for the holiday parade. The 27th is Thanksgiving. I always thought the holiday parade is on Fridays.
We'll certainly
I'll
check
double
with the
check.
chamber, yeah.
Okay.
In any event, it's a Christmas parade on Friday night.
Right.
Correct. Okay. Any other questions? Clerk will call the roll on the consent agenda, please.
Hildebrand.
Yes.
Sandy.
Yes.
Pankwitz.
Yes.
Matsdorf.
Yes.
Tauschek.
Yes.
Gilson.
Yes.
Binder.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to item 4 is the audience portion, where we ask people to sign in and be recognized by the chair. You do the talking and we do the listening. Tonight we have several people who signed in. We'll try to go through them one at a time. First one, Jerry Friedman?
I'm here to draw a parallel between smoking tobacco and high voltage transmission wires. When I was in medical school in the late 1950s, there was a controversy whether cigarette smoking had an incident in causing lung cancer. It took 2 decades to figure out that cigarette smoking was definitely the major cause of lung cancer. We're sort of in the same position now with high voltage wires. There's a lot of information that says they're dangerous to human health. You certainly know it's dangerous to cattle, but it hasn't really been proven that well. Well, it's easier to do with cigarette smoking because we have millions of smokers in this country, and they've smoked for decades. But we don't have that many transmission wires of people living underneath them. It's gonna take a long time to make this thing scientifically upheld. So we are concerned because these wires are getting over and very close to 40 homes in Linden Township and Mitchell Township. We think there's a better route that this could be done. Maybe it costs a couple $1 million more. The question is, how much value do you put on human health and human life? So I'd like Plymouth, which is involved with American Transmission Company, to go over the routes again and see if they can spare many of these homes and potential health risks in the future.
Thank you. Next person that signed up is Christy Sorensen.
I want to talk about the same thing, the ATC and power lines going over our homes, and I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for your help to save our homes, our land, and Nichols Creek, which is a Class 1 trout stream. It's one of 2 in Sheboygan County. The trout need ice cold water. And by cutting trees, which is what they're planning on doing, Cedar Springs Trout Farm would be clear cut. The trout stream runs through the trout farm. Cutting the trees will allow sun to reach the water, thus warming the water and killing the fish. What would be the economic impact to Sheboygan County for the loss of the trout fishermen Class 1 trout stream fishing in Sheboygan County? It also causes stray voltage to the stream, shocking the fish. And by what we've been told is that the shock that the fish get from the power line is more than what the DNR does when they shock fish. So that tells you how strong it is. N, our neighbors group, proved that these things are happening, and the PSC agreed. The PSC agreed with the things we had said. They complimented us on what we had found, but then in the final decision, they totally left it off the record. Even the county says it's the wrong route, and it's also affecting 3 big farms. And with the stray voltage, I feel really sorry for the cattle, because drinking the water, they're getting shocked. And they drink out of metal cow cups or the metal tanks, and they're getting shocked. On other farms that this has been done to, the cows stop drinking, the calves stop drinking, so it affects their health, and they wind up dying. So that's economic impact to the Sheboygan County. And we're losing that. We're just saying it doesn't have to be this way. There are other routes that can be taken. We've proven that, we've shown that. Aaron Brault was at the county board meeting that we were at, and talked to Randy Peach, the owner of Cedar Springs Trout Farm, and Joanne Friedman, who's the chairman of the town of Linden, and said that Cedar Springs was already clear cut. So their information that he had was wrong because that's totally false. John Calloway, who's with ATC, said, talked to Dan Kramer, and he said, well, why are you after us for Nichols Creek? We don't have anything to do with it. Well, there is no way they can take this route and not go over Nichols Creek. So he doesn't even know his stuff, because he said there's nowhere on that it shows it. Well, they're going from aerial photos. Aerial photos, Nichols Creek is where they're going, is covered by trees, so they're not seeing it. So that's the other discussion that we've had about ATC not being informed about their whole plan. So I want to thank you for letting me speak, and thank you for your attention to this. We request that another route be taken. Thank you.
Thank you. Next person is Dan Kramer. Dan?
Back to some maps again. If you do each take one, you can follow along. In front of you is a map with the routes that proposed back in January. The black circles are the residences that the 138 line will affect. On the primary route, there are 49 homes, and 5 of them which have livestock which will be affected by stray voltage or EMFs. One of these are also Cedar Springs trout ponds, and if the trees are gone for the right of way, the line will open up the stream and ponds, which will warm the waters and kill the trout within the stream, which then becomes Nichols Creek. And Callaway told me that if the line will not affect Nichols Creek, which is a false statement. If you follow my line, when it goes cross-country, which is the one I proposed earlier, the poles in the lines could deviate a little to avoid the first 3 houses that would be closest to the homes, or line. The only houses that would be close to the power line would be where it would cross County Road A near the substation, which would make more sense to me. In talking with a forensic appraiser that I talked with, those of us that have businesses or a few of the close residents that will be affected or forced to end their way of life have a good chance of winning a civil claims suit, which could be taken against Plymouth or the ATC. With this in mind, I don't know how you can consciously let the ATC continue with this route, knowing how many lives it will change in a 7-mile stretch. Have the ATC stay off the roadway, go across country through the fields. Thank you, Dan Kramer.
Thank you. Next person, Mark Degner. Did you already talk on VFW? Okay,
Thank you,
no
Mayor.
problem. I kind of thought so, but, okay. Next person is Linda Johnson.
Good afternoon. I'm basically, along with Mark, on behalf of the Memorial Day Rock Pride. In addition to the parade that he handles, the ALA in Plymouth also handles the Rock Pride. Being that there's so much congestion downtown, we are moving that to PJ Canales in front of the depot as a drive-through again. We did request, I'm here on Pat Campbell's request, that we do have some barricades provided for us again, possibly because of that location, just to control traffic and make it not so congested and still not close to the road. Due to the traffic flow is going to be a little bit different this year with the construction downtown. If you've already considered that, thank you, and I hope to see you properly.
Thank you very much. And the last person is Randy Hitchett.
Peach. Thanks. I spoke to you once before. that's crossing my trout farm. They're following the two pipelines. There's two pipelines on my land. One is in front of my house. If they go that, they're gonna completely clear cut my front lawn. All the cedar trees are gonna be gone. There's the other pipeline is behind my house, 100 yards to the north. They take that, they take very little trees, but trees there are almost useless. I'm asking you, I'm against this whole thing, and if you have to go through my land, please have them go to the north of my house. And it's just ridiculous that you're affecting so many people, and what else can I say? You just can't do this. You're going to be sued by more than a few people. It's going to cost you more to go across our land, my land, in front of my house, than it's going to cost to go behind my house. But please, completely go on to this new route. It's so much better. It affects so many less people. And please do that. Thank you.
Thank you. As usual, we appreciate people coming and telling us what's on their mind and signing in. That is what we encourage, and thank you for doing so. Item 5 is not needed. No items were removed from the consent agenda. Moving on to item 6, citizen committee appointments. The mayor hereby announces the appointment for Joint Review Board, 1-year term, Grace Meyer. Police and Fire Commission, 5-year term, Mark Melcher. And the Plan Commission, 3-year term, Justin Schmitz. Moving on to mayoral appointments requiring council appointment. I hereby appoint and ask for confirmation to the Plymouth Library Board, 3-year term, Karina Kramer. And item B, Room Tax Commission, these are 1-year appointments, Mary Hauser and Kasik Patel. Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll on the mayoral appointments.
Gilson,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Tauschek,
Yes.
Hildebrand,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Binder,
Yes.
Penquitz.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to item 7, new business. Item A, discussion and possible action on easement with ATC for substation number 5. I'll ask our city administrator, Tim Blakesley, for a brief discussion. Tim.
Sure. So the attached easement is between the City of Plymouth and American Transmission Company for the work, equipment, and future maintenance of transmission facilities at substation number 5 for standard substation operation. This easement does mimic our standard agreement with them for substation number 4. It has been reviewed by Boardman Clark, Attorney Heineman, and also City Attorney Fever. ATC does anticipate construction to begin shortly. Staff does recommend approval of the easement as presented.
Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion so we can discuss.
Mayor,
Alderman Tauschek.
I'll make a motion to approve substation transmission line and access easement with ATC for substation number 5.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Penquitz,
Yes.
Binder,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Hildebrand,
No.
Gilson,
No.
Sandy,
No.
Tauschek.
Yes.
Roll call vote, please. Tally.
5 yes, 3 no.
5, motion is carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to item B, discussion and possible action on insurance broker proposal. I'll ask Tim Blakesley, our city administrator, for a brief comment.
Sure. So health insurance brokers provide expertise in evaluating benefit offerings with carriers, supporting staff with claims, and developing strategies for high-cost claims and wellness initiatives. So staff does recommend using a broker for the depth of knowledge and resources as they offer that far and beyond what staff can provide internally, as this is something they deal with every day. It is anticipated that these services will anticipate a greater return than the cost of engagement. Prior to 2024, the city did work with a broker under a commission-based model, charging a 10% stop-loss commission plus a $2,000 fee. This approximated to about $20,000. In 2024, the city did transition away from that broker due to limited service and concerns with the commission structure, which really did not align with our interest. So in 2025, we did issue an RFP for health insurance broker services and got 5 responses. Staff does recommend moving forward with Gallagher at a total cost of $20,400. The rest of the quotes are in the memo as well. So we did interview three firms. Gallagher is our overall recommended firm. They have a flat fee compensation model that aligns with our best interests, and we'll be negotiating on the city's behalf. They have a national footprint, but they do have local expertise, and we're assigned a local product manager. Josh Bergman is here tonight with Gallagher if there is any questions for him. It's again a dedicated service team, including compliance, actuarial, pharmacy, and wellness experts. Data analytics to really manage cost drivers and identify trends. Strategic planning services, including forecasting and vendor management. Comprehensive support for benefit renewals, communication and employee education. In-house legal and compliance resources, and a transition plan as we move forward. Again, Gallagher does offer some other services at a slight additional cost, but even adding these, should we be interested, would be less costly than the other proposals. Funding of these comes from our self-insurance fund, which is supplied both the city, utility, and the employees, where we pay our premiums. Again, funding is available for the services, and then will be budgeted in upcoming years. So staff does recommend the proposal from Gallagher and direct staff to make final agreement along with the city attorney.
Thank
Happy
you.
to answer any questions.
The chair will entertain a motion to approve staff recommendation with Gallagher for the insurance broker proposal.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Corporal?
Are these duties Leah does now?
No, typically,
No.
I would say typically not. These are, I would say, more intricate stuff. So Leah does a lot of our benefit
In-house.
stuff, but these are stuff where we go out and negotiate with the carrier for better rates. So Leah supports that, but Leah will be working directly with Josh to help with this.
That answer your question? Okay. Any other questions? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Gilson,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Tauschek,
Yes.
Hildebrand,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Binder,
Yes.
Pankwitz.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to item C. Discussion and possible action on certified survey map CSM for parcel number 592718210046 and parcel number 592718210047 containing 31.964 acres of land. And tonight we have Jack, our Assistant City Administrator, Community Development Director, to lead us in discussion. Jack?
Sure, thanks, Mr. Mayor. These next two items, item C and item 8A, which is a public hearing for a rezone, kind of go in tandem. The item you're considering right now, 7C, is for a 2-lot CSM that would basically reshape existing 2 lots on the west side of South Pleasant View Road. Lot 1 would support the 94-lot SEEDC subdivision that you guys have seen will be coming for final plat approval sometime later this fall. And Lot 2 will support a senior living facility, 9 building, 4 units in each building. Senior living facility that a separate developer, Dewey Strobel, is proposing. That has not gone through plan commission approval for site plan yet, but the CSM will help change the lot lines to accommodate that use. Second item, 8A, is for a rezone to support the senior living facility use. Currently the parcel is zoned R5 and R4 would support the multifamily use for the senior living complex. This did go to Plan Commission earlier in April and was recommended for approval. The rezone does require a public hearing, which we'll do next, as well as a Class 2 notice, which was published in the newspaper. So far, staff has received no comments or any objections from anyone, so we do recommend approval. Mr. Strobel is here too, if the council want to ask any questions on that project. But staff has no concerns, does recommend approval.
Thank you, Jack. At this point, we will deal only with item 7, Charlie. The public hearing will be next, as Jack stated. Any discussion on the CSM as indicated? Thank you. I missed that. Chair will entertain a motion so we can discuss.
Motion to approve. Second the motion.
We have a first and a second discussion. Clerk will call the roll on item C, please.
Penquitz,
Yes.
Binder,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Hildebrand,
Yes.
Tauschak,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Gilson.
Yes.
Motion carried, thank you. Now, don't jump, everybody. I declare a public hearing for the following discussion and possible action regarding ordinance number 70, amending section 13-1-21, zoning map of the zoning code of the city of Plymouth, parcel number 5927-182-1047 to rezone 6.875 acres of land from R5 traditional neighborhood district to R4 multifamily residential district. Jack, you touched on that. This is a public hearing. I'll allow you to make the first public comments regarding any additional
Thank you,
comments.
Mr. Mayor. Yeah, no really any further comments. You guys just approved the CSM at fees. I think this would rezone lot 2 on that map from R4 to R5 to support the Strobel project. The plan commission is anticipating seeing a little bit later this year.
Thank you. Do we have any other comments to recognize by the chair on this item? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed. The chair will entertain a motion regarding ordinance number 7, amending section 13-1-21 zoning map of the zoning code of the city of Plymouth.
I move to approve ordinance number 7 as stated.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Tauschak,
Yes.
Penquitz,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Binder,
Yes.
Gilson,
Yes.
Hildebrand.
Yes.
Motion carried, thank you. Next item on the agenda is our annual report from our fire chief and Brian Pafford. The floor is yours, sir. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to go through the annual report with you that you've received in your packet. So part of that is our mission statement and our vision statement, something that our members hold pretty near to them for our purpose within the community. Also thought it was appropriate for the council to understand the organization structure and where we're at for the department. The cadet program that we approved 2 years ago, we saw our first of the cadets join the fire department this year as a full member. And we're hoping that helps our recruitment efforts going forward. We're currently at 42 active personnel, and then 7 contract personnel that help us out with dirt track events, the county fair, snowmobile races, certain things like that. In 2024, we added 9 new personnel, 4 that are EMS and 5 that are on the fire department side. Our goals during 2024 that we accomplished, we worked with the city staff and the council on approving the purchase of a new aerial. NFPA tells us that apparatus over 25 years old should be replaced. We'll get a little bit further into that with the goals for 25.
completed a number of different inspections and audits with the ISO and DSPS. ISO, we maintained our current level. We're working on things that we can possibly move to the next level to help our citizens get better rates when it comes to their insurance. We went live on a new resource management software that, although it's going to be nice going forward, made getting this report a little bit more difficult because I had to go between two different reporting softwares to get it. And then we directed a vehicle replacement and equipment replacement plan so that we can have something in writing and better prepare in the future for any capital outlay projects that we have to do. So goals for 25, one of those things is to implement that vehicle replacement plan. Continue to work on our officer development program, and then also begin the talks of a joint public safety training facility that can be used by multiple different departments throughout the area. The biggest hurdle we'll have on this is land, so that's something we'll be looking at starting our discussions on during 2025. 2024 incident data, 342 calls for last year. Part of that, we had our service calls that trended up last year, and then our EMS calls and our fire calls were down. So fire prevention side of things, that tells us that we're doing a decent job at fire prevention, so those fire numbers go down. And then if you look at page 7 in there, that'll show you the age of our fleet. That'll show what the projected dates are for replacement. And we're going to be creative on how we can get through that replacement cycle as well. One of the busiest days of the week for us is Fridays, and then between 5 and 6 o'clock is our busiest time of the day. Total training hours by the volunteers on the department was 261, and for people that are leaving their jobs and doing this is practically a hobby. It's something that I'm very proud of this organization and this city and everything that they cultivate with their with this department. We had probably our highest number of people complete extra programs this year, continuing education, and that just speaks volume for our organization and our city. During Fire Prevention Week, we saw 637 people. We had roughly 85 people that came through the fire station for our open house. Some of the community outreach that we did this year, a number of community group tours, our family fun day that we did with the police department and are planning on again this year, the August 16th of this year. And then some of our fundraising efforts. We're lucky to be able to partner with a bunch of great businesses in the area that make some of the fundraising easy. We presented a couple of community hero awards, one to Jags Bar and Grill. In 2024, they donated $4,935 to the fire department to help pay for extra training, equipment that we need, and other things like that come up. Already in 2025, they've raised $6,246. So they're just a great asset to our community. To go with that Community Hero Award, we also presented one to Troubadour Vineyards and Events. In a single day, they raised $18,000 that benefited 10 departments across Northeast Wisconsin. This was over a matter of probably 6 hours, and we're very grateful to have people like that in our community. And then the last Community Hero Award was given to Waldo State Bank. So Sunday we hosted our chicken barbecue, and they donate all of the chicken for that. So it's a big help on our fundraising efforts in reducing our costs on the front end, so that we're able to help the community out in different life-saving equipment that we can buy. And that would be the end of it.
Thank you, Chief. I guess my one question, and the chair will allow council to ask questions of the chief as well. What is our top priority right now? Is it the replacement that we're looking at right now?
For the aerial truck?
Yeah.
Yes, so that one, we're actually, as you can recall, council had approved that last year, so that's a 3-year wait time. So we're looking at that being delivered sometime in 2027. With how things have gone, I would say that it's probably going to be later in 2027, because it seems like lead times and tariffs and everything else that's going to extend a lot of this.
Good. Great.
Yeah, I'd like to say we're very proud of what your direction is too, but I have a question about the fire engine. We were talking in the past about maybe having one here or going to see one as a group, or?
Yes. Yeah, so we'll work on that as well, so that we can have them up here on a Tuesday night as we get a little bit closer. So the plan would be to bring them in later this year, so that we can get the council out and be able to look at what we're getting, you know.
Touch and feel.
Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions? Appreciate it. Appreciate all the work that goes into it. Our volunteers at every level, and especially the families that allow family members to have time away from home to serve the community is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next portion of our council meeting tonight is going to be a closed session, and we empty the room for that. We thank you all for coming, and